Okay, so this is going to be a Fridrich 2-look OLL and 2-look PLL tutorial. This is part 1, the 2-look OLL. So, as you may or may not know, the Fridrich method is when you orient the last layer like this, get all the pieces facing the right way with yellow facing up, and then permute the last layer. So, now for the 2-look OLL, what you do is you use an algorithm to orient all the edges, or just get the top cross, which you probably already know how to do, and then you use an algorithms to orient all the corners. Use an algorithm to orient all the corners. And then, once you have that done, you use an algorithm to permute all the corners, and then use an algorithm to permute all the edges. And then your cube's solved. Okay, now when orienting all the edges, there are a total of 4 cases, and one of them is just the center, with no edges oriented, so you just have a yellow dot. The next one is with 2 edges oriented, 2 adjacent edges oriented, so you have like this L. The next one is with 2 opposite edges oriented, so you have this line. And the last one is with all edges oriented, in which case you can skip the edge orientation and go to the corner orientation. Okay, so the first case I will go over is the one with the L. Now what you do is you hold the 2 edges in the up, in the back, and in the left of the top face, and you do this algorithm. F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime. And that will orient all your edges. Now when you have the line, 2 opposite edges oriented, you hold the line so that it's horizontal, and you do this algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, and that will get you your cross. Now with no edges oriented and you just have the center, just do the first algorithm followed by the second algorithm. So F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime will get you your line, then turn it this way, and you will do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, and that'll get you your cross. Okay, so those are all the cases for edge orientation. Now, let's go over the ones for corner orientation. This one is when 3 corners are unoriented, and with one corner on the right like this, you have the yellow facing you, if yellow is your top color. And this is called the soon. This is probably the most famous OLL. If an OLL can qualify as famous, but anyway, the algorithm is R, U, R prime, U, R, U2, R prime, and that will orient your last layer. Now this case is just a mirror of the soon, which is called the anti-soon. So if you hold it like this, like you would for a soon, there's no top color here, so there's no yellow here, so you turn it this way, and here's the top color. And the algorithm for this is L prime, U prime, L, U prime, L prime, U2, L. And that will orient your last layer. Okay, now this case is when you have 2 adjacent corners unoriented, and you have what's called headlights facing you. This is called headlights. These 2 top colors that are, I guess, facing you next to each other. So the algorithm for this is holding it like this. It's R2, D, R prime, U2, R, D prime, R prime, U2, R prime. And that will orient your last layer. Now, somewhat similar to the last case is 2 adjacent corners unoriented, but you turn it this way, and the colors are facing opposite each other. So the algorithm for this is holding it like this, is small L prime, U prime, L, U, R, U prime, L prime, U. And that will orient your last layer. Alright, now this case is with 2 opposite corners unoriented. And holding it with this, with one unoriented corner on the left, there should be a top color facing you. So if you're holding it like this, that's wrong. And you're going to you just turn it like that, top color is facing you, and the algorithm for this is X prime, R prime, D, R, U prime, R prime, D prime, R, U. That'll orient your last layer. Alright, now this case is with all corners unoriented, and you have headlights on this side and headlights on this side. So you have 2 sets of headlights all corners unoriented, and the algorithm for this is with one pair of the headlights facing you, you're going to do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And that will orient your last layer. Alright, now this is another case with all corners unoriented, and it's similar to the last case. It's got one set of headlights, but then over here, it's got two colors facing opposite each other. So you have a set of headlights on the left, and one color facing you, and one on the facing opposite of you. And holding it like this, the algorithm is R, U2, R2, U prime, R2, U prime, R2, U2, R. And that will orient your last layer. Alright, so that has been part 1 of my 4-look last layer Fridrich tutorial. And you've just completed 2-look OLL, now go on to do 2-look PLL.